Good morning and welcome to Mountain Vista Unitarian Universalist Congregation. Whether you are joining us here in person, online, or you're finding this service somewhere in the future, we are grateful that you are with us. My name is Robin Bousel, and I have the honor of serving as your service leader this morning alongside our wonderful pastoral associate, the Reverend Dr. Linda Lee Logan. We are also so fortunate to be joined by our guest musicians, B. Krauss and Dan Oved. Before I begin, I want to offer thanks to the many people who make Sundays like this possible. Our RE coordinator, Stacy, in the Nest, taking care of our future. Kalia, our administrator, taking care of business. Our greeters, our hospitality team, all who help us create a spirit of welcome and offer us the gift of coffee and treats after the service. And our audio-visual team, who connect us across distance and ensure this service reaches beyond these walls. Our settled minister, Reverend Matthew Foncrary, and our music director, Chris Tackett, are both away this morning. Uh-oh. However, Chris did help guide us on our music selections today, like the mensch that he is on his weekend off. And it just so happens that Reverend Matthew shared a poem in this week's newsletter that was also chosen as a part of today's service. That's not the first time that's happened, which I personally think is a little piece of magical synchronicity. And since love has wanted to share its say in the service this morning, I want to read it to you again now. Love. Love cannot be bought or sold. It does not make a profit. Love does not hide from truth. Love dives deep. Love takes on flesh. Love is queer. Love is platonic. Love is erotic. Love is asexual. Love confronts evil. Love delights in pleasure. Love touches and weeps and flirts and feeds and creates. Love is risky. Love challenges systemic evil in all its forms. Love is simple but not easy. Love is collective. Love rises up. Love apologizes. Love believes. Love corrects. Love holds accountable. Love pays reparations. Love heals. Love tells its story. Love embraces everyone, every creature, every creation. It knows us intimately. It holds us collectively. Love transcends every boundary that seeks to confine it. It will not tolerate violence in its name. It does no harm. It only sets free. Whew. June is the last month in our desert ritual year. This month, our congregation explores the theme of reparations. During this time, we are invited into conversations that may challenge us, or stretch us, or make us uncomfortable. And as we prepare to close one church year while beginning another, we are invited to reflect on what it means to repair what has been broken, to deepen our commitment to justice, and to imagine together the future we are called to create. With love as our guide, may we notice what arises within us as we engage these difficult topics, and may we discover that discomfort, approached with honesty and compassion, can become an invitation to deeper understanding, healing, and transformation.
I've been a little bit under the weather this week, so I'm moving slowly. All right, what we are going to do now is the lighting of the chalice. And our reading for this is, our interconnectedness calls us to care for others, even when it is difficult for ourselves. May the light of this flame remind us that there is no easy way for each of us to be on a path. It may get bumpy, yeah. But our paths all connect to each other to do what is called for. for each of us. Do what? Who's here? Huh? Say it again.
Your mic pack is not on.
Oh, okay. Well, my teachers used to say I didn't need a microphone.
Oh, it's on.
Okay.
If all else fails, you can use this mic. Next slide, please, Lee. So the Primavera Foundation is our charity partner for this month. Each month we select a charity partner as our woven basket recipient, and then we take a collection each Sunday in gratitude for the work that this partner has been and is committed to continuing to do here in our community. So through June, our woven basket partner, the Primavera Foundation, their mission is co-creating pathways out of poverty through outreach, housing, workforce development, comprehensive community development, and home ownership, as well as financial education. As the month progresses, we will learn more about the Primavera Foundation during our Sunday services and take up a collection for them in the woven baskets just outside those doors. As you go to fellowship after the service, we invite you to put in what you can into the woven basket in gratitude for the Primavera Foundation's new work. No work? New work. The script has a weird word in it. Anyway, next to the woven basket is a wooden bowl. This is for your gifts of gratitude for the work of our congregation. All that you give is gratefully received.
It was, okay. I want to tell you about the first piece that was played. It was written in the 12th century by Saint Hildegard de Bingen. She was a mystic, she was a healer, she was a mathematician and a philosopher. And the name of the piece was O Pastor Animarum, O Shepherd of Our Souls. She had visions, and one of her earliest visions that was repeated throughout her life was of herself floating above the world and seeing all the peoples of the world, not their bodies, their souls.
Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. So, a few weeks ago, Chris said he wanted to take a day off, asked me if I would fill in. I was like, gulp. Those are some big shoes to fill. But with a little help from my friends, I think we've managed. So you can do your part by standing up. This is going to be our first congregational sacred song. It's called Where You Go by Shoshana Jedwab, who is a Jewish scholar and a drummer and a singer-songwriter. And it has to do, it's inspired by the Bible, the story of Ruth. So.
Where you lie, I will lie.
hear me?
You have to use this one.
Okay.
Instructions for Black People by Rudy Francisco.
I'm just going to say that when I first read this, it struck too close to home. It reminds me of my upbringing, of what you're not able to do and how you should be as a Black person, as a Black child. So can you imagine these instructions being how you live your life or don't live your life? Speak, I dare you. Say something, say nothing. Be silent, be a stone, be a Polaroid, be anything that doesn't make a sound. Your tongue is a firearm on a plane. Watch your mouth, watch your temper, watch your attitude, watch Rosewood, watch Fruitvale Station. Watch us kill people who look like you and get away with it. Watch the news and watch your back. Don't wear hoodies, don't wear t-shirts, don't wear jeans or sneakers. Pull up your pants, tie your shoes, don't whistle, don't sing, don't smile, laugh or frown. Don't stare. Don't look away. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Don't drive or walk or run. Don't run. We like our targets better still. You thought I was just a country? I'm a record player. Watch me put on history and spin it backwards.
Anybody else feel the need to breathe? I invite you now into a time of contemplation and meditation. I will share words with you by Craig Rowland in a piece called I Breathe. I encourage you to do so. I breathe in the warmth of this light, its glow filling the spaces where fear and doubt reside. I breathe out the tension I carry. I release what no longer serves me. I breathe in the strength of our community, a sanctuary of diverse voices and shared purpose. I breathe out the urge to go it alone. I embrace the power of togetherness. I breathe in the courage to speak truth, even when it trembles on my lips. I breathe out the silence that holds me back. I make space for honesty and justice. I breathe in the hope of transformation, knowing we are here to build and heal. I breathe out despair, trusting that change is born in small acts of love. May each breath remind us of the sacred rhythm of life, the pulse of creation, and the power we hold to shape the world around us. Helps if you bring this. For everything there is a season, good times and bad, planting and reaping, joys and sorrows. We recognize this each week through our ritual of joys and sorrows. This water, collected from Sonoran skies, our homes, and our lives' journeys. This is our congregation. We drop stones into the water as we share joys and sorrows, reflections of these seasons of our lives. We invite our congregation to respond with celebration and comfort. We will add a handful of stones for the sorrows unnamed, but still present among us. We add another for the joys. As a reminder of the seasons held among us, but not spoken aloud. Our pastoral care committee, including the gorgeous Diane, invites you to contact them. They want to hear from you, your joys, your sorrows, and with your permission, we will share them on Sundays during our ritual. May we feel the rhythm of these seasons and respond to the needs among us. May it be so.
We're going to do Wade in the Water, which I think has its origins in the Bible. When the Bible says God's going to trouble the waters, that when God troubles the waters, that's a good thing. That means he's going to make it protective and healing. So in this song. And then more recently, this song was used by Harriet Tubman to help people who were enslaved. And it was, you know, they were just singing, right? But it was actually a suggestion to the people who were enslaved that they should walk through the water because that way they can't be followed as easily. So I love it when a song has a real purpose in life. You know, so if you'll join me, if you'll stand and join me. And this is a Joan Baez version that I just came across. It's a new version. And so there might be a couple of verses that you're not used to, and also at the end there's 2 verses in a row without a chorus. So don't worry about it if you get tripped up. Just keep going. We'll be good. Dressed in green, God's gonna trouble the water. Teaching one another about community. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water. Children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Who's them officers dressed in blue? God's gonna trouble the water. who's that yonder, dressed in white? God's gonna trouble the water. They put down the sword and they picked up the fight. God's gonna trouble the water. Say, wade in the water, wade in the water, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Daddy yonder, dressed in black. God's gonna trouble the water. Get back, get back, get back, get back. God's gonna trouble the water. And who's that yonder, dressed in gold? God's gonna trouble the water. Children of the immigrant, young and old, God's gonna trouble the water. Let wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
As I said, I haven't been very well this week, but I'm good. Okay. All right. You know, wade in the water is a perfect thing because we're about to wade in the water again. This country has come to a place where we need to wake up and start to be honest about what's really and truly going on. This month, we're going to be challenging you a lot to look at some things, to understand some things, to understand what you've been doing to your life and what has happened because of dishonesty. I think that this country has come to a point of dishonesty that is just beyond the pale. We can no longer allow this to happen. And we need to begin to be honest with ourselves about what's going on. What's happening to us? How can we allow ourselves to stay and witness all of these awful things that are going on and not say anything, not do anything? Just a lot of words, a lot of words about how it should be and wouldn't it be wonderful if. I have a friend, Michael, who has been what he calls my guardian angel. I don't believe in angels, but I think maybe he is. But we talk a lot, and our conversations, we're healing the world through our conversations. And what we were talking about suddenly, one day we realized that what has been going on in this world has been going on for eons. It has been going on forever. It has been all of this friction, all of this killing, all of this unkindness has gone on all throughout civilization. This is not civilization. What are we going to begin to do about all of this? We have to step up. We can't just say, well, this is how it's always been. So what? It has to end now. Today has to be a day where you decide to end all of this within your own spirit, within your own mind, within your own feelings. How can you stand this and stand by and watch people go through what they go through? We're going to talk this month about reparations. What are the reparations? You know, yes, for we who come from the African descent, we have to know that there are things that need to be done. There are things that need to be repaid. How do you repay, though, when you have taken away a whole generation, not just one generation, not just 2, 3, 4, 5 generations, and made them feel less than? We allowed it to happen. But we didn't know. We were weak. We were brought here and weakened in every way that they could weaken us about who we were and how we are. I often laugh about the fact, however, that all the cruelty that they did made us the strongest people in the world. They gave us horrible food, and we found ways to fix it and make it taste good and make it healing for us. We were able to do that. They worked us in the fields until we were ready to die. And what did it do? It strengthened us. It made us stronger. It made us able to do more than anybody else could have done. So all that they've tried to do to get rid of us, to make us not okay, has never worked. And now what we have to do is realize that and come forth now and really decide how we're going to be in this world. Reparations, you can't pay back for that. You can't pay back for what's happened. But what you can do is to become honest about what's going on. And once again, face the fact that you have been a part of kept this going. You know, they keep saying, well, we weren't there then. Those were our ancestors who did that. But you're benefiting from everything they put in place. So don't tell me you don't have any part in it. I was told once right here in this church by someone I really like a lot that, you know, it takes time for people to be able to do this. It takes time for them to adjust and make things different. No, damn it, it does not take time. Does it take time to love? Does it take time to care? It doesn't take time. It can't take another 400 years. I won't be here, I don't think. Maybe I will. Knowing me, I may try to hang out. We have to stop these lies. So the dishonesty lands with you right now. What are you willing to look at and know that you have lied about in this country? You've benefited from all this. Of course you want it to take time. I wouldn't want to give up my position either. But comes a time when you have to start being willing to work together and realizing that just because you look at me and I have a black face or brown face or caramel color, whatever color I am, and you have to know that we're one. Do you know that if I don't breathe, you don't breathe? You and I are connected in that way. We are life givers to one another. And if you cut off the life from one, you are cutting it off from yourself. How can you possibly think that's okay? It's time to get honest. Time to get honest. Did we put that? We didn't put the honesty thing. Oh, there it is up here. Okay. Honesty is a core moral value characterized by truthfulness, sincerity, and fairness. It means aligning your words with actions and reality, avoiding deceit, and conducting yourself with integrity. Are you in integrity with yourself? Are you in integrity with what's going on in this world? Are you in integrity? Are you able to, if you really look, you know, I read that thing about how we were sort of instructed to be. You know, don't talk, do talk, look, don't look, all of these things. How do you keep expecting us to be able to survive with that? For me, love means the desire to understand another person's situation, who they are. When you fall in love, the romantic thing, you start wanting to understand people. You know, oh, what does he really think? Or what does he really like to eat? Or what, blah, 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 you know, that stuff. It's been quite a while for me, so I haven't had to go through all that. But I want you to open up and try to understand how I feel. Lord knows, through the ages, we have been forced to know what white people think. So we've learned about you. Now it's time for you to learn about us. What goes on for me? What happens for me? When I go into that job and they look and they say it's already been filled, You know, when I go for that apartment and they look at me like, well, we don't think this is going to work. I mean, I had 2 apartments in 2 different places where when I signed at the, with an agent, and then when the people met me, they immediately said, this isn't going to work. I said, it's going to work. I've given you my money. I'm moving in. And on each occasion, they had ended up coming to me later and saying, you are the best people I've ever had in this place. When I moved, they said, if you ever need to come back, give me a call. One person dropped the rent after a while. Give me a chance to be who I am. I don't want to have to prove myself to you all the time, but at least give me a chance of looking at me in a different way. I don't want your missionary attitudes about you're going to save me. I don't need saving. I need to be looked at as a person. I need to be looked at beyond my color. I need to be looked at. I need to be understood. I need for you to care about who I am as much as you would care for your own brother and sister and anyone else. I'm tired of playing this game. It's not fun anymore. It's not fun. I'm bored, I'm tired, and I want things to change. I don't care how long it's been going this way. Today is the day that you need to stop it. Today is the day that you need to decide, I'm going to see things differently. I'm going to care about every human being and every living thing on this earth like I do for myself. It's time for us to get to a place of healing. And you don't do it by not admitting that it's happening. The first step that each of you needs to take is to find that place in you that says it is broken. This is not happening. I don't want to act as though everything is the status quo. It is not. I refuse to go through another day of people looking at me like I'm crazy. Well, this was hundreds of years ago. No, honey, it's today. And you can see right now that they're trying to take it back even further. You're going to allow this to happen? Oh, well, it was a few years ago. You should understand what's going on. It takes us a while to adjust and become loving. What? Give me a break. It's time now to look at all of the broken pieces and admit they're broken. It's time to pick up each of those pieces and clean them up, so it's time to do a putting back together. There is a Japanese, and I keep forgetting the word. Oh, is it up there? Oh, okay. Yeah, they did it. Kintsugi is a Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with gold. Rather than hiding the cracks, it honors them as part of the object's history, revealing a new beauty shaped through the work of restoration. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to gather those pieces together, and we're going to get that gold. And with each piece, we're going to put it back together. Another way of looking at it, and here we have an example of it right here that Robin brought in. Something that was broken and repaired in this method. It has a beauty of its own, a beauty far beyond the broken pieces. And each piece becomes important. Each piece becomes a part of the whole again. And we don't hide the fact that it's been broken. We learn from the fact that it's been broken. And we learn that things can be repaired. We learn that. So we begin to look for the pieces, and how can I heal those pieces? And I'm talking about it from a racial standpoint at this point, but I want you to go within yourselves now and find the pieces of you that are broken, that you've been ashamed of, that you felt badly because I should never have been broken, but you were. Start the reparations within you. And then begin the reparations as you look around and see other people. I want you to open your eyes to who's there. I want you to open your eyes to what's going on for them. I want you to care about each other. See, we are one unit. We are one unit working against ourselves. It's time to wake up. Love is an important thing. And I'm not talking that gooey word that we use all the time. Well, I love them. No, you don't. Because you haven't made a move to understand or to care. Let me see some action in all of this stuff. I'm done. I woke up this morning, I said, I'm done. I'm not going to live this life anymore. I will speak out. I will say what I need to say. I will talk about this until somebody wakes up and realizes that it's affecting their lives too. Believe me, your lives would be so much better if you were capable of being more loving, more understanding, more caring. Love is the answer. Love is the healing. Get out your gold. Look for the pieces. And let's begin to put this thing back together again. And so it is.
Thank you, Linda. That was very sweet. Very sweet. This is a song called We Shall Be Known. It came to Carisha Longaker in a dream. She's part of a group called Ma Muse. And it's not in the hymnals, but I think it'll be in the next hymnal, probably. So if you'll rise and sing with me again, that would be great. Repeats 3 times through the song. It's not too long. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to live in love. In this great turning we shall learn to live in love. Shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now, it is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now,
Am I on? I'm on. Okay. So coffee can support justice. Sparked by the hopeful ideas of one migrant in a time of despair, Café Justo has grown to become a sustainable, small-scale international coffee cooperative driven by providing pure organic coffee in the spirit of justice. On the first and third Sundays, David sells ground and whole bean packages in caffeinated decaf and half blends. Taste the wonderful flavors of justice that we serve during fellowship hour and take some home with you. Our annual meeting is coming. Who's excited? On Sunday, June 21st, following our worship service, MVUU will be engaging in our annual congregational meeting. So we have several decisions before us, not the least of which are passing our MVUU 2026-2027 budget, electing new leaders, and making changes to our bylaws. Dun, dun, dun. Information has already gone out electronically, but if you have in-person questions, please do reach out to one of our board of directors. Faith 250. On June 30th, Faith 250 culminates its months-long work in a multi-faith event for the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. Faith 250 is a national project to bring together people of different faiths, study sacred secular texts of America, and build community. Rabbi Malcolm Cohn of the Kolami congregation has led this local effort. Pastor Mike Wilkerson of St. Francis in the Foothills Methodist has brought his congregation, and Reverend Matthew and Chris Tackett have brought ours. On June 30th, Jews, Christians, and UUs will come together to delve into our history with lamentation and laughter, music and meditations, and offer us all a remembrance of what makes us Americans. And of course, in preparation for the 4th, through the many Faith 250 study sessions, Reverend Matthew has heard participants say, "I used to put out my flag for national holidays, but recently I haven't felt that I wanted to or I should." But, some have continued, after studying and listening to others in Faith 250, I feel like I want to reclaim that. With this in mind, Reverend Matthew will be leading 5 online Zoom sessions, Wednesday nights, 6 to 7 p.m., June into July. This is to engage the materials offered by Faith 250. While not all the same experience of the multi-faith, not all at the same experience, of the multi-faith sessions, the goal of these 5 sessions is similar: bring us together and reclaim our American heritage. You must contact Reverend Matthew directly. His email address is at matthew.funkcrary@mvuu.org if you want the Zoom invite and for the pre-session materials. Whew, that was a lot. Okay, we're almost there. Who remembers this? Our desert ritual year. So we are actually entering into, I believe, what is the 3rd year in the 3-year cycle. And so for those of you who aren't aware, the Desert Ritual Year is a series of monthly themes and practices developed collaboratively with the other Baja 4 congregations. So these themes help guide our worship, reflection, and community life throughout the year. And as we look ahead to the coming year, we invite you to begin engaging these themes with curiosity and openness, noticing where they resonate, where they challenge you, and what they might have to teach us as a community. So we'll see these again many, many times as the year comes. But here's just a quick look for you.
As we release the flame. Friends, thank you for your witness to all that exists on the margins. Thank you for your commitment to hold yourselves and one another in great and steadfast love. Moving forward from this space, may we continue to nurture spiritual growth. May we continue to travel along the winding pathway to healing from whatever brokenness we individually and collectively hold, knowing that we do not journey this path alone.
Speak, because your voice is currency, and their comfort isn't worth your silence.